Hi, Gibsters. Happy Wednesday. Do you like chocolate bars? I think that they are so fun to share. But when you share a chocolate bar, you have to be very careful in how you cut these bars so that you and your friends get the same pieces. I wonder how we would cut these chocolate bars to share fairly with another friend. Today we will be cutting circles and rectangles into halves and fourths. In order to have a half of something, I need to cut it into two pieces. To have a fourth of something, I need to cut the whole thing into four pieces. But I wonder if it matters how these pieces look. Can one piece be bigger than another? We're going to see. All right. So you will need a piece of paper and a pencil to draw circles and rectangles with. Last night, my sister and I bought a small pizza to share. We agreed we would each have a half of that pizza, or one of two equal parts. My brother cut the pizza for us to share, and it looked like this. Why do you think that I was not happy with the way that my sister and I would have to share this pizza? What's wrong with this version of a fair share? I'm noticing, Kipsters, that one piece is much bigger than the other piece. They are not cut into equal parts. If my sister and I are going to share this pizza fairly, we need to each have an equal part. To have one half of the pizza, let's see what this pizza needs to be cut like. Okay, so we cut this pizza in half, and I have two parts. I'm noticing that the way that this is cut in half is different from the other way we had first cut it. So if we look at this pizza, it's cut in half because the two pieces are the same size. They are equal parts. So in order for us to cut something in half, it needs to be two equal parts or the same size. But sometimes we buy what's called Sicilian pizza. Silent connection if you like this type of pizza too. This is shaped like a rectangle. And I'm wondering if I wanted to share this pizza with my sister, how could we cut this pizza into two equal parts or two halves of this pizza? Like I said before, make sure that you had a pencil and a paper ready to draw. So right now what I want you to do is draw the rectangle that you see on the screen. And then I want you to draw a line to show how you would cut this rectangle pizza. Let's see. Alright, Kipsters, you should have been able to draw the line to cut the Sicilian pizza in half. And now let's see what are the different ways to show how we could have cut this pizza. So there are three different ways we could have cut this pizza. Either I could have cut the pizza like the first image that you see, like the second one that you see, or like the third one that you see. Even though I cut them differently with some lines like this, some line like that, they are all cut in half. And remember, they are cut in half because the pieces are the same size. I have two equal pieces. What if I wanted to share this pizza with my parents and my sister? How can we share this pizza among all four of us? And now I want you to draw another triangle in this way. Cut the pizza in ways that you think my parents and my sister, all of us can share the pizza. So four of us have to share fairly. Cut the pizza and see what you can figure out. All right, Kipsters, how were you able to cut this pizza into four pieces? I want you to show me with your paper. All right, now let's see the way that I cut this pizza into four equal parts. All right, Kipsters, so notice the way that we could have cut this pizza. I could have done it like the first picture that you see, or like the second picture that you see. In both pizzas that I cut into four pieces, notice that the pieces are the same size. But I cannot say that we cut this pizza in half. And I can't say that it's in half because there are more than two pieces. We have four pieces. So in this one, we would say that we cut the pizza into fourths. If I want to take a piece, I will now have 1/4 of the pizza. Another way to say fourths is to say quarters. If I take a piece of the pizza, of this quarters pizza, I would say I have a quarter of the pizza. And just like when we cut a pizza in half, we have to have the same size every time if we say that we are going to cut them into fourths or quarters. Now let's cut our circular pizza into fourths or quarters. I want you to draw a circle and try to cut this pizza so four of us can share this yummy pizza. All right, how did you cut the pizza so that it was cut into four equal parts, which we call fourths or quarters? Oh, I see that you were able to share this pizza, the circular pizza, into four equal pieces. And I hope that the way that you cut it matches the way that I cut it, and you can see it on the screen. Kipsters, did you notice that we were able to share these different shaped pizzas with four people as long as we cut it into fourths or quarters? And notice that four quarters makes one whole pizza. And if we are sharing it only between two people, we need to cut it into halves. And two halves makes one whole pizza. Now let's practice what we learned about halves. So you can write it down on a piece of paper, or you can just say the answers with me. So we're going to go through letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. So each box has a letter assigned to it. So let's start with letter A. This problem is asking us, are the shapes divided into halves? And we're going to either say yes or no. And remember, halves means that it has to have two equal parts. They have to be the same size. So looking at letter A, do you think that this is divided into halves? It's not. It has two pieces, but the pieces are not the same size. That bottom piece is way smaller than the bigger piece. So our answer is no. Now looking at letter B, are the shapes divided into halves? Nope. And also in this one, it has a bigger piece and then a smaller piece. So this is not two equal parts. Now looking at letter C, is this divided into halves? Yes or no? Yes, it is. If we look at that shape, it has two equal parts. Both of those parts are the same size. Now letter D, is this divided into halves? Yep, there is 1/2 and 1/2. Both of those halves are the same size. Letter E, are they divided into halves? Nope, they have two parts, but one piece is bigger than the other piece, so we cannot say that's divided in half. And looking at letter F, is this shape divided into halves? Yep, it is, because it has two equal parts. The parts are the same size. For sharing, some people would get a bigger piece than others. So this pizza or this shape is not divided into quarters. Okay, now let's practice figuring out what words will match this picture. So we're going to start with A and go all the way to letter F. So looking at letter A, does it have equal parts or unequal parts? So which one would we circle? We would circle unequal parts. That means that the parts are not equal. We just talked about this shape and we noticed that the two parts at the end are way smaller than the parts right in the middle, so it's unequal. Moving on to letter B. Does this shape have equal parts, meaning the same size, or unequal parts? What do you think? It has equal parts. Both of those pieces are the same size. Now looking at letter C, does this have halves or fourths? Think about it. Halves means two pieces. Fourths means four pieces. Letter C is halves. It has two pieces. Now letter D, is this halves or quarters? Looking at letter D, it has four parts, so it is quarters. And that's what we would circle. Moving on to letter E. Is this shape divided into halves or quarters? Into quarters because it has four pieces. Now, letter F. Is this shape divided into fourths or halves? Look at the circle and notice how many parts it has. Is it fourths or halves? It's halves because it's cut in half, two pieces. Great job, Kipsters. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting through our exit